Whittward Carver and the Grandfather Paradox, a time travel tale. Whittward Carver stood before his newly invented time machine, a contraption of whirring gears and blinking lights, looking like a steampunk nightmare. He'd cobbled it together from spare parts and a liberal dose of wishful thinking. He called it the Tempus Fugit, because, as he liked to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but if it is, well, fudge it. Whittward had a plan. He was going to kill his grandfather. Not out of malice, mind you, but to test the grandfather paradox. You know, the one where if you kill your grandfather, you never exist, so you can't kill your grandfather. It's a bloody mind-bender, innit? He stepped into the machine, set the date to 1945 and pressed the big red button. The world blurred, and when it came back into focus, he was standing in his grandfather's bedroom. The old man was snoring like a chainsaw cutting through a sequoia. Whittward raised his gun, a vintage piece he'd picked up at a dodgy market. "This is for science, Grandpa," he whispered. But just as he was about to pull the trigger, he noticed a photo on the nightstand. It was his grandmother, looking fit as a fiddle and twice as attractive. He lowered the gun. "Bollocks," he muttered. "I can't do it." He decided to take a different approach. He'd prevent his grandparents from meeting. That way, no direct harm, just a bit of romantic meddling. He found his grandmother at a local dance, jitterbugging with a soldier. Whittward, dressed in his best 1940s garb, cut in. "Mind if I have a go, mate?" he asked the soldier, who looked like he could bench press a tank. "Bugger off," the soldier growled. "Come on, be a sport," Whittward insisted. "I've got a paradox to test." The soldier frowned. "You're not from around here, are you?" "Not exactly," Whittward admitted. "I'm from Canada?" The soldier squinted at him, then shrugged. "Fine, have your dance. But if you step on her toes, I'll knock your block off." Whittward danced with his grandmother, trying to charm her, but she was having none of it. "You're a lousy dancer," she complained, "and you've got a weird accent. Are you sure you're from Canada?" About that," Whittward began, but she cut him off. "I think you should leave," she said firmly. Defeated, Whittward slunk back to the Tempus Fugit. He'd failed to kill his grandfather and failed to charm his grandmother. As he stepped into the machine, he noticed something strange. His clothes were changing, morphing into something different. He looked down and saw he was wearing a dress. A bloody dress. He checked his reflection in the machine's polished surface. He had boobs. Bloody hell, he had boobs. "Well, shit," he said, realizing the paradox had worked after all. He just hadn't considered all the consequences. He pressed the button and vanished, leaving behind a confused soldier and a grandmother who would never know the truth. Back in his own time, Whittward stepped out of the machine, looking like a woman who'd been through a time-travelling ringer. He sighed, looking down at his new body. "Guess I'm stuck with these for now," he said, cupping his breasts. "But at least I proved the paradox, and that's what science is all about, innit? Discovery, and a healthy dose of, what the fuck just happened?" And so, Whittward Carver, now a woman, stepped out into the world, ready to face whatever temporal surprises came next. After all, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And when time travel gives you boobs, you make the best of it. That's the spirit, innit?